All right, this is the Everest podcast for the Australian Turf Club, and it's great to have Adrian Bott from Waterhouse Bott Racing. How are you, Adrian?
Yeah, good, thanks, Tim.
Now, let's have a look at this race, the Everest. You've been around this game for quite a while. It's caught the imagination of not only the Australian population, but right around the world over just a few years.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic. Such a great concept. It's been wonderful for all the participants involved, but particularly just sort of getting the public's imagination, getting the crowds to the races, the younger generation, which I believe sort of what it was originally designed for. It's been a great spectacle each year that we've had it as well.
And it does get the chatter going, doesn't it? Of course, the Melbourne Cup's a race that stopped the nations. We've got some great races in this country, but the Everest, because of its structure, because of its makeup, because of the slot holders and the game of chess or poker that goes on as to who picks when.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing about it. That uniqueness. That element of strategy towards it. It really is sort of a 12-month planning process right from the running of the race right till next year. Everyone's sort of all eyes are on the race again and the slot holders and what they're looking at doing. So that does certainly create a lot of talk, a lot of interest. You're certainly sort of always wondering when when people are sort of going to make their move. When's the right time to do that? What's the right strategy? I think we've seen a number of different strategies sort of employed over the years. It's certainly a great spectacle to follow, and that's. It's another great element to the race that makes it so unique.
Yeah, we've seen a number of horses already taken, of course, but there are slots available, and things can happen quickly in this space. Do you have anything in the stable you think that might just jump out of the ground?
Look, not at this stage. A horse like Converge trialled up very, very nicely the other day. He was sort of explosive in what we saw there, but our intentions to look to stretch him out and trip this preparation. Feel he may well be better suited over that sort of trip. I guess we're fortunate enough to have English run in the initial running of the race. So to be involved in that whole lead up process was just a really incredible experience. Very fortunate to have that association with the race. This year, I'm not sure we've quite got something that will appeal to the slot holders, unfortunately.
Well, let's talk about English first off, and then I want to ask you about Converge, this precocious Frankel colt. He's got so much ability. Tell us a little bit about being involved and the horse English.
Yeah, look, she was she's probably the best sprinter that I've been involved with the stable. I guess she was had an electric sort of turn of foot and acceleration, which is I think vital for that race itself. Sort of usually run at high pressure, and she was a Group 1 winner over 1,400 metres at the track as well. And she was very good in the TJ Smith Stakes. All some races that I think at that track are very good sort of form references for there. As I said, when it's running a strong 1,200 metres there, you certainly sort of have that ability to be able to see out. So I think the 1,400 helps, and just that turn of foot sitting off a hot speed. So she was, she was probably the most talented sprinter that we've had for a long time, and certainly worthy of her place in that field.
Well, tell us about Converge. It's a big spring, plenty of races, and you and the team, you and Gay and the team, have a number of really talented horses in the stable. But let's talk about Converge, because a lot of people are talking about him.
Yeah, look, really excited to have him back. Obviously, great to see the improvement from every time he stepped out. He's really just sort of gone to a new level, throughout the autumn for us, last preparation through to the winter. And he looks to have improved again, coming back as a 3-year-old. So I'd love to kick off with an immediate target, being the Group 1 Golden Rose over the 1,400 metres, and I think that's sort of an ideal, point in his preparation to see where we do head with him. At this stage, sort of thinking it could sort of be a Guineas type of colt, but we may well sort of keep on the spring champion sort of type of path for him. I mean, I think it'll be very effective stretching out to the 2,000 metres, just given his breeding. Saying that, we could be completely wrong, and he could be more effective just as a sharp, fresh horse. But I get the feeling that he's been we're seeing him win his Group 1 over the mile, that he can be effective stretching out.
You don't know, do you? It could end up being an Everest horse. But that's the beauty of horse racing, I suppose.
Well, look, certainly not one race I'm going to rule out. I'll never knock back having the opportunity to race in that. So if I had a slot holder knocking on the door tomorrow saying, hey, we want you to prepare this horse to try and win an Everest, we think he's got what it takes. Well, I don't think you'll be getting too many arguments from me, that's for sure.
What about a horse like Shout the Bar?
Shout the Bar, she resumes in the Sirocco Stakes, just most likely to stay to the fillies and mares races, take it to the Golden Pendant. Hopefully we can put a nice big performance in there that can entice the board of directors to give us an invitation to the new $2 million race there for the mares. So that's an exciting new incentive and concept to keep the mares here in over the carnival. If we aren't able to sort of secure that, we may find ourselves sort of back in Melbourne for the Mire, trying to defend her crown there.
A horse, I love the name, Splendiferous.
Yeah, she's got some fantastic owners involved in her, and she just went from strength to strength. Last preparation, she's come back off a relatively quick turnaround off the Queensland campaign. I thought she was very brave stretching out the Queensland Oaks to run her fourth there. She's probably sharper than that this time around. We may just sort of keep her to that mile to 2,000 metre range, but certainly feel that there's a nice win in store for her somewhere over the carnival. So she trialled nicely the other day, and she'll be ready to resume in another 3-4 weeks' time.
Well, there's some names, a little bit of form, something for the black book for people watching today. Look, your stable, of course, the Waterhouse name and Smith name before that, has had extraordinary success at juvenile races. Is it too early to have something catch your eye at this point, Adrian, heading towards, I know we're a little bit away from the autumn?
Yeah, look, we're starting to put put a little bit more pressure on those younger horses and see what they've got to offer. A couple are really starting to put their hand up now, which starting to get excited by, which is good. This is the time of year where you can start sort of getting to get a good gauge on that. So the official 2-year-old trials for us are less than a month away now. Got a nice colt by Maurice. Looking forward to seeing him step out. A nice colt for Singo by Written Tycoon. A couple of nice fillies by Merchant Navy, not a single doubt. So hoping to be well represented there. As you said, we sort of like to target those sort of early races and have the young horses being produced and developed through the stable. And I feel 2-year-old racing's an important part of that. We've got races like the Golden Gift on now early in the carnival, $1 million race for the 2-year-olds that can qualify you for the Golden Slipper. And for those young horses, that's certainly what we're striving to achieve. So that certainly gives us a good leg up there.
What about Royal Randwick as a racecourse?
It's my favourite. It certainly feels like home for me. Obviously, that's sort of where we train out of. But just growing up, it was sort of really the main track that I was able to sort of religiously attend. Sort of hardly missed a Saturday race meeting there growing up. So it always felt like home. Being able to train out here, just very, very fortunate at that position, and particularly, as I said, being able to team up with Gay and the stable here, and given the long history. So very, very fortunate that.
It's been a crazy time. The whole last year and a half, a little bit longer, has been crazy. And look, I think without being too optimistic, we can see a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel with the way it's moving now. How do you see it? How have you got through it? And I suppose you're very happy that racing's been maintained.
Yeah, most definitely. I guess we're in such a fortunate position in that sense that the industry has been able to continue, and we've been able to come to work each day, and largely on a whole, our livelihoods haven't sort of necessarily been affected. I feel terrible for some of the sort of families and businesses out there that have sort of been less fortunate and sort of haven't been able to continue. We obviously employ a number of people, and it's great that they're able to still come to work and still able to earn a paycheck. We're still able to take the horses to the races for the owners, and it's certainly put on still a bit of a show that, like you said, people can have something to look forward to, and through this tough time, being able to sort of still see their horses race, and we try and sort of find new ways to keep them engaged as possible, whilst adhering to all the the protocols that allow us to continue to operate in that way. So whilst it's probably been tough and we've all had to adjust, we're still in a very fortunate position.
Finally, and certainly not lastly, animal welfare. I know it's very dear to your heart, to your wife Jess, and you guys have initiatives. Tell us a little bit more from your perspective on horse welfare, the whole cradle to grave existence of a thoroughbred.
Yeah, Jess has played a big part in that, and she's a huge influence there, and certainly continues to, or wants to continue to be active in that space going forward. And I just think as an industry, it's so important. I do feel the industry over a number of years has done so many things so well, and it's always been very important to everyone. And I think it's just important that we can now showcase that to what we do as a whole. As I said, there's been a number of good things, a number of good deeds that people do, great incentives there, and I think that we can showcase that, which we're starting to do, and market that so that the people can understand how much emphasis is placed on the horse welfare and how much care goes into it, and the home after racing, life after racing. It's never been in a better position. The industry has. We're certainly very close to my heart. Want to continue to support that. I think it's important for all of us.